Hello everyone out there. You're welcome to this podcast with me, Diplomatic MLX. Today I would like to discuss with you one of the questions that many would want to know, many will wish to to get a clue about the past events that took place within South Sudan. The question is: had the SPLM party crisis not happened, the 2013 will the SPLM IO faction exist? Now, bringing us to the 2005 incident when Dr. John Garang de Mabior died, and then we had the chairmanship was given to Salva Kiir Mayardit, and then he was deputized by Dr. Riek Machar Teni up to 2010 when they conducted an election where President Salva Kiir he ran alongside Dr. Riek Machar, and then the opponents were the National Democratic Movement of Dr. Lama Kol, and they won the elections. Coming to 2013, and in early 2013, the Vice President Dr. Riek Machar at the moment made his intentions known to the public that he will vie for presidency in the supposed 2015 elections in South Sudan. But then what happened in the mid of the year, by 23rd of July, the cabinet was dissolved, the entire cabinet was sacked, and then it was followed by the December killings and the happenings that happened in Juba. We had in Bor, in Malakal, fighting erupted in these major towns. Now, by 2014, in early 2014, we now had the political outfit known as the SPLM-IO faction, which is split from the main SPLM mother party, and then we had the SPLM FDs, they call them the former detainees, and so many other factions that split from the main SPLM party, bringing what I will just term as a power struggle between the top leadership of the party, because we had President Salva Kiir was the chairman at the moment. We had deputy, the vice president, Dr. Riek Machar. Now, Dr. Riek Machar making his intentions known that he will fight for presidency, and we have a sitting president. That is where when I look at it, I see a power struggle between the leaders, and eventually there must be a split because there's an ideological conflict. The other leader do not agree, because remember in 2013, before the cabinet was sacked, or before the cabinet was dissolved, the vice president at the moment demanded that a national convention should be conducted to have an elected flag bearer that will run into in the supposed 2015 elections. Now that one did not happen because the entire cabinet was sacked just as it followed in July. Now, reflecting it on because now when SPLM-IO party was formed, it is a political outfit with a military wing. Now reflecting or taking us back to the 1991 SPLM internal split. Remember, at the moment we had what was called then the SPLM Tourette faction under Dr. John Garang de Mabior, and we had the Nasser Declaration under Dr. Riek Machar and Dr. Lama Kol. Now, when their differences came out, because the camp of Dr. Riek Machar, they had a conflict, an ideological conflict that Dr. Riek Machar had wanted. Dr. Riek Machar and his camp with Dr. Lama Kol had wanted that a right to self-determination from the government of Sudan, and then the camp of Dr. John Garang de Mabior were fighting for a united Sudan. They wanted the Sudan where there's equality. They wanted that the country cannot be separated but just should be united, and the treatment should be equal, of which the two camps did not agree on this idea of self-determination and then having a united Sudan. Now that is where I look at it as the ideological conflict that brought about the split within the SPLM party. I mean the SPLM movement, because at the moment it was a movement. It was, I can call it, a rebel group at the moment that was fighting for the southern region of Sudan. Now, we also had what I can call also as power struggle between these two camps, because the accused the Dr. Riek Machar camp was accusing the administration or the leadership of Dr. John Garang of being authoritarian, and they also had demanded that the parties will be democratized to strengthen the party leadership. Now that is where they do not agree on it, and then we had the 1991 split, which resulted also into the Bor massacre, very many revenge killings that happened at the time. But then what also followed was a reconciliation. They were invited in 1993. They were invited to the US by the US Department, US State Department, on their moves as the party splitted and their vision for the southern region of Sudan. Now, relating these two incidences in 2013, the 2013 crisis and the 1991 crisis. Remember, when you look at these two crises, as I was explaining them separately earlier, we had in 2013 we had a power struggle on the leadership of the SPLM party, and then if you look at the 1991, you will just from what I explained, you will just know that this power struggle between the leaders, the top leaders at the moment. Now, the other thing is also, remember, before the 2013 crisis erupted, there was a demand that a national convention should be conducted so that there was an elected flag bearer in the 2015 elections. And if you look at the 1991 crisis, there was also a demand that the leadership of the SPLM party should be democratized so that it strengthens the party. Both these are similar factors that triggered the splits. The ego that the leaders had triggered the split within the SPLM major party, and we then had the several factions outside the major SPLM party. Those are the things that I can from my opinion, I will say these were the things that brought up these splits within the SPLM party. And I can also talk of a party of ethnic dominance. The dominance I was talking about was majorly ethnic dominance. That one ethnic group was dominating in the leadership, in the top leadership of the party, and that one also led to the split of the Nasser declaration, and also I will say the SPLM-IO, because when I look at the SPLM-IO and I look at the Nasser faction declaration, I see the Nasser faction declaration as the mother or the birth. That is where the birth of the SPLM-IO came about, because remember the Nasser declaration was under the leadership of Dr. Riek Machar, and then if you look at the SPLM-IO, it was also under the leadership of Dr. Riek Machar. So I look at it as that was the birth, that in case of any ideological difference, because when you look at the 1991 split was majorly, I will say the main reason for the split was an ideological conflict, because the leaders did not agree on their ideas. So I look at it as an ideological conflict, and the 2013 also as an ideological conflict, and these two can trigger the split. Now look, I will say that the split in 1991 and the split in 2013 was majorly on ideological conflict, that the leaders do not agree on the ideas. So if you're watching me on this podcast, I'm Diplomatic Alex, and if you find this video interesting, you can subscribe to our YouTube channel. You can also share it with your friends, and you can also comment.